Alex here with a high conflict child custody video on the 30-30 rule. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, lately the 30-30 rule's been coming up a lot. It hasn't come up much before. The past couple months, 2 or 3 people have talked about it. So thought I would talk about it here on a video. The 30-30 rule is pretty simple. It's basically whenever you go and have some kind of medical something done for your kids, whether it's a surgery or just like cleaning their teeth or anything along those lines, you have a right to get reimbursed for half of the costs, the out-of-pocket costs that you pay on whether the surgery or the dental cleaning or the eye appointment, whatever. You have 30 days. The 30-30 rule works like this. You have 30 days from the date of the actual service, whatever service was rendered on your child, to notify the other parent in writing. Usually it's like a bill, some kind of statement from the doctor. And then they, in turn, have 30 days from receipt of that written documentation to pay you your half of the costs. So that's pretty much it. You have 30 days to give them the receipt. They have 30 days to pay you whatever it is you're supposed to have. That's a 30-30 rule. Sometimes the courts refer to it literally as a 30-30 rule in the decree or the orders, and I think that really confuses a lot of people because there's people who are like, I don't know what this is. So hopefully your judge isn't doing that. Hopefully they're spelling out exactly how the process works in your orders. If not, that may be a defense for contempt. And at least now you know. If you've seen this video now, you'll know how the 30-30 rule works. The only thing I want to really say is, if possible, try to get this rule put into your decree or your an order. It's a great rule. I used it in my case. There were a few times when my ex tried to like call me out for sending her the bill like 2 weeks after the service was rendered, and the judge was like, 2 weeks, so what? That's within 30 days. It's nice to have something there where, you know, if you have a high conflict ex that's trying to poke at any little tiny thing you do as if 2 weeks was too long and I should have gotten it to her in 2 days. 30-30 rule is a great rule because it gives you a month to, you know, get a copy of that receipt and send it over to them. And then it gives you a month to get paid. I think it's fair. And the only other thing I really wanted to mention while I'm on the topic of reimbursement is, if you're with a high conflict ex, you should consider asking the court to make somebody pay the full cost of anything that is out of network. With a high conflict ex, especially a personality disordered ex, they will do this. They will find out a service provider that is out of network, and they will go there and they will rack up a massive bill, especially if they're the wealthier one of the two, especially because they'll know it hurts you more than it hurts them. And then they'll come at you with this like insane $9,000 bill that would have been $1,500 if they would have gone to an in-network provider. This is an issue. If you're with a high conflict ex, you should get it put into your order that they have to go to an in-network provider or they pay the entire cost. Now, if you do this, you need to make sure that you stay on top of precisely what an in-network provider is. So don't give them any excuse. Don't withhold information as to who's an in-network and then get surprised when they tell the court, well, they didn't tell me they changed insurance. They didn't tell me their insurance dropped these providers. It's not my fault. And then you end up paying this massive medical bill. Stay on top of it. If you're using Our Family Wizard, it's a great thing to list in the, I can't remember what it, I can't even remember how Our Family Wizard works now. It's been so long since I've used it. I know they have all kinds of tools open though, so like calendars and message boards and provider windows and stuff like that. Make sure you put it in an area that is crystal clear so that your ex will know at all times how to go about choosing an in-network provider, like if there's a website they can go to or something like that. That way you can make sure that those costs stay reasonable and stay legit, and that they're not used to harass and annoy you and frustrate you and make your life a living hell, because I know that this would have come up in my case, but luckily there was an order in the final judgment that stated that whoever went out of network had to pay the entire cost, so it never became an issue in my case. I am confident it would have been one though, and there has been at least 2, maybe 3 examples, I can't remember now, of people who've come to me saying that that happened to them, and I believe it. I believe it because I've gone through a high conflict child custody case, and I know that the high conflict ex will cut off their nose to spite their face. They will. So anyway, with that, I'll go ahead and end this video. If anyone here has an example where this burned them in the past, please post it in the comments below. I think it would be great for people to get the details on that, especially if your ex went out of network and sent you a gigantic bill. People need to see that that happens and take it seriously. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video.